Rise and freedom. I'm Austin Peterson. You're watching and listening, I hope, to the Wake Up America show on the For Liberty Network. As you can see, we are still in something of a limbo over here on the Wake Up America show. We've been struggling with technical issues for the last week or so, and we have started to narrow down the source of some of the problems. Some of it is old equipment, and some of it is a very sophisticated cyber attack that's been going on for several days now. If you can hear or see me clearly, I'd love to hear from you this morning. I won't be able to run my operations the way I'm sort of like going blind a little bit with this, streaming from my iPad that I got this weekend to try and help with some of these technical issues. But if you can hear me, see me, if everything looks good, sounds good, I have no idea what's going on in the chat right now. I'm going to try and get into it on another device, but if you can't hear or see me, I can see your voice messages, and the voice message number is 573, or excuse me, the text message number, not voice message, 573-319-1586. Again, the text lines are open at 573-319-1586. I'm just signing in here to Rumble with well, I thought I was going to sign in to Rumble, but apparently I'm not. Hold on just one moment. I'm trying to get to you guys, and I'm going to try and have a nice conversation with you today the best that I can. I can see, again, your text messages, but we are in the midst of something of a very sophisticated cyber attack, and I noticed that when I hop onto my devices, any of my devices, typically, and the one that I'm using is an older laptop because that's just all I have at the moment. But when I start up my my computers, because I'll usually use 2, 3, sometimes even 4 devices at a time. When I start up like my main setup, that's when like the attacks begin, and they're attacking me from multiple angles, financial. They're trying to hack into my bank accounts. They're hacking into trying to hack into email accounts. And over the weekend, you can hear, but you cannot see. Okay, that's good to know. Let me know if any of this gets better so I can see. Yeah, so I can see that there is like a no video here. Good morning, guys. Let's see if I can get your video going. Rumble Spaces style. Yeah, exactly, guys. Exactly. Let's see if I can get a video going for you. Hold on. Let me know if that fixes it or not. There we go. Flying blind a little bit this morning, guys. Hope that you will forgive me. I will try and get you a video feed here just a moment, but I am using this on an iPad, so no idea what's going on with some of the things. So anyways, if you can hear us, just let me know. Here on X and Rumble, no YouTube. Okay, good to know, guys. So I'm just going to talk you through what's going on here. We are under a very sophisticated cyber attack, and it does appear to be highly targeted towards my business and towards the show, and hopefully not anyone who is, in my immediate orbit, but it's very likely that the cyber attacks could be politically motivated. I mean, it could obviously just be, financial, but if it were just a financial attack, you would think that they would be focusing entirely on my bank accounts, credit cards, and things like that, which they have done. But for the most part, it seems to be that they're trying to cause as much chaos on my in my business as possible, deleting email addresses, hacking into administrator accounts and giving themselves access. Thankfully, I wake up at 5 a.m. every day anyway. So on Saturday morning, when I noticed that they had deleted several email accounts, I was able to log in and to elevate the access that would be required even further to do admin accounts. But it appears to be someone who has managed to find an exploit in Google's ecosystem, and they have penetrated their systems in an attempt. If they just wanted money, they wouldn't be trying to delete all of our email accounts. They would be trying to gain access to them, download them, and then monitor them and use them for financial purposes. But this is someone who is trying to destroy our business, trying to destroy the Wake Up America show, destroy the For Liberty Network. They're trying to shut down my ability to do business, right? So it seems as if it's not entirely about money. And I've been the recipient of attacks like these before. This has definitely happened to me before, but never to this level. So if you all could just give me a moment, I'm going to try what I can to get you a feed here if it's possible. But the problem is right now is that I've never used an iPad before. The reason why, there we go. Hey, looky there. The reason why I decided to get an iPad. Tell me now if you guys can see me. Send me, let's see if I can see over there in the chat. CO Day is there, LW78, Clementine, Mr. Newsy. There you go. Hey, L-Dubs, good to see you, brother. All right, so we can walk and talk a little bit, right? That'll make it a little bit more interesting. So I've had things like this happen to me before, and it was, politically motivated target attacks. And, when you do what I do, you make enemies. And so this kind of situation has happened before. So I'm familiar with the tactics that they use to try and shut me down. So, I suspect 2 or 3 different potential vectors of attack. And so, what has been happening is that when I turn on, my whole system, when I turn on, the whole deal, you can kind of see right there in the corner. That's when I could see that the attacks really pick up, things start getting hot, and the computer starts slowing down. I've had to get 3 new laptops in the last 3 months because the other 2, I had to go buy another one this weekend. The other 2 were rendered inoperable after a few days of use. So what's happening is that every time I acquire a new device, they manage to somehow remotely access that device and destroy it. And thankfully, the way that I've been doing my purchases is such that I'm able to return it. But this is kind of the scenario that I find myself in. I come in, Nelson, hey, good morning, Nelson, helps me set up. And then the attacks begin, right, to stop us from launching the show, right when the show starts. So I'm not at a loss for what to do. I have been taking some steps to increase security. Google, interestingly enough, has a security program for people like myself. They typically reserve it for politicians and journalists who may be targets of the governments and states, but also people like myself who may be, for example, Daniela Pensac last week was, attacking Nick Fuentes and the Groypers, and they're notorious for causing mischief online. So it's very good. A very good chance that could be one of the vectors of attack, right? That they just try to, screw with us because of that. There's also, the fact that, while I voted for Donald Trump and I support Donald Trump, I'm critical of things like tariffs, and I'm critical of Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s, support of universal health care and desire to ban products that I think people should be freely allowed to buy. We were having a big debate this weekend. They're like, all of a sudden right-wingers and conservatives love the FDA. So I'm having this discussion this weekend. I'm like, no, we should abolish the FDA. And they're like, no, we need to control it and ban all these products. I'm like, fuck you. No, actually, no. So things like that, the crunchy granola people can be very, it can also be very hostile and aggressive, right? And I say anti-vaxxers, like I know many of you are vaccine skeptics as well. I'm skeptical of everything, even the anti-vaxxers and the all of them. So I'm skeptical of the government, and I'm skeptical of the conspiracy theorists. and people kind of want you to pick a side these days. They're like, if you're not for this, then you're for that. Well, no, I'm not. See, the thing is, not everybody has an 80 IQ, right? Some people of us are cursed with like an 81 point IQ. And so therefore we like to think about things and consider things. And, I don't agree with some of the things I'm seeing Elon posting on X. Like some of these things, I think I'm like, sounds good, doesn't work, right? So, you don't make friends that way. Right? When you're totally honest, you're supposed to pick a team, pick a side, and it's my side completely 100%. And I'm really much more of the type of person who is, I'm really much more the type of person who is trying to be consistent and call out, bullshit, no matter who says it. L-Dub says it's weird because I can equally believe either leftist or whoever did this. Yep, there's a lot of horseshoe theory going on these days, Latrell. There's a lot of horseshoe theory. And so, I'm going to, get to the bottom of this. And we are doing some problem solving to try and get ourselves back on track because everything is working. The computers that play the video in the background are fine. The cameras, the lights, the studio, everything is working. The only thing that's not working is the computer. And this is like this is the computer that I've been using the whole time. You can see it's still got the old sticker on there from like the early days of the Wake Up America show. That was like the original logo I was working with. But that's the only one that actually turns on, except for, I did get a new one over this weekend. And so, we are getting our operations back on its feet. And so today, all day, rather than doing my show, cutting my clips, making awesome content, doing what I love and growing my business and trying to make sales at the shop, and, trying to support my family the way that I do it. I'll be spending all day here building a cart, building a new computer situation, building security protocols. Basically, today is going to be, today's going to be screwed for me. So, and everything works but the computers, and the situation, the computers break down because I have to break down. So, so I'm going to build a cart today to take care of this situation and to make this, work. But when a hacker group or an attack, the attacks that's been going on the last couple of weeks, when they target you, they don't stop. And there's going to be, at some point, I'm going to have to figure out something else to be able to harden my defenses against these kinds of attacks. AP, how do you know you're under attack? I work in cybersecurity, John. I know I'm under attack because someone hacked into my business accounts and deleted all of my business email accounts deleted all my business email accounts. I've been getting strange emails from overseas to try and gain access to my bank account credentials. And they're doing really good, like very sophisticated spoofing of people who are like, business entities trying to do business with me and then asking me for, financial details to like conduct transactions, and they're kind of shady. And this is coming from every angle. COD says, I don't think that's a backdoor hack. It sounds localized, which is more worrisome. Well, the thing is that I'm the only person who has admin access, right? Thank you, Joni. Appreciate that. $20,000 million donation. No, that's what it said on the screen on accident, but it was $20. Joni, thank you. So yeah, exactly. Miki says, I'm having the same problem. When you have a winning day and catch on, they just come on every day. Please let me know. No, it's exactly right. Like I've been winning. Everything's been going well. The accounts are growing, show's growing, everything's going well. And then everything, my wife is like, this is just how your luck is. Like, you're super lucky. Like, 11 months out of the year, things are like amazing. And like, I'm so lucky, but then all my bad luck catches up to me all at once and gets me, right? But COD says, I don't think it's a backdoor hack. It sounds localized, or just more worrisome. Yeah, that was something I considered because the organization is growing, and it's tempting to like get suspicious about the people around you that you have in your orbit. And I have had it happen in the past that the person who was doing this to me was in my inner circle. So that is something that you have to be aware of, right? And it's sad because it's dangerous, and you don't want to point fingers at people. You do not want to point fingers at people until you actually really like know, and like how you've narrowed things down. And so it's, I'm in a position where I have a target on my back, right? And what I do is not like, if I was just, a cooking streamer or like, a booby streamer or something like that, then, I probably wouldn't have as many enemies as I do now. And so that's the situation. So, Miki says, I think it has to do with President Trump. Could have something to do with that. BDRFC asked about an authenticator app. Yep, that's what I've moved everything over to. I did have two-factor authentication, but now everything is like my authenticator app. So that is good advice, of course. And I actually would offer that advice to anybody. If you aren't using two-factor authentication at minimum, then you are absolutely at risk. So then there's also Quest Fanning says sneaker netted in. I have no idea what that is. But John's saying, if you need help, AP, let me know. Yes, absolutely. Frickety says the truth brings enemies. Absolutely. The truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. And a lot of people have been very pissed at me about some of the opinions that I've had on things. But yeah, they can absolutely be vicious. Here we come with the Remington lineup headlined by the M1A, says CO Matt. No idea. Brad Beckman says, rest assured, I'm too stupid. Yeah, I don't suspect you, Brad, but it's, that's why, Brad, when I was telling you about the computer and you're taking the computer, I'm like that, cybersecurity is going to be so important, right? So you're going to have to really safeguard that, your devices, because now, Brad, lucky for you, now you work for me, you got a target on your back too, bud. So if for your own sake, Brad, I would say go into your personal accounts, make sure you've turned on two-factor authentication for everything, right? We're playing the big boys game these days. So Floby Tenderson says, I blame Courtney Conover. She was learning to code through fit. LOL. Yes. Yeah, true. But what are you doing, Austin, to piss people off? So this weekend we were having a conversation about RFK and the FDA. They're talking about banning this red dye, number 6, I believe, and some of the food additives that are put into foods here in the United States that aren't added in places like California or Europe, for example. And so, I don't think that the government should be banning food additives or food dyes, and people are like, they're toxic, they're poison, and all this stuff. Well, yes, some of them might not be very healthy for you. They're like, they put poison in these things. Well, poisons in food is naturally occurring as well, right? There's a healthy amount of arsenic in every apple that you eat. Thank you, Bucks Nasty, to the further unfucking. We appreciate it. I don't have any buttons to push today to give you the awesome sound effects, guys. So I'm just going to do the best I can. I'm going to go ahead and my arm's getting tired holding this thing. So I'm going to sit down over here. And we're just going to have a conversation today. It's not going to be like a typical show. I got to text John Miltimore, let him know that my studio setup is screwed. So he can't join us on the show today. Hey, John, no show today. My computers are all down. Streaming from my iPad right now. Hopefully next week. Okay. There we go. So no John Miltimore. They have cut my two-factor. I don't know how they do it. I got a message saying my phone was my watch. Well, that's interesting. Thank you guys for the support. Yeah, the financial support is going to be a big deal because I had to spend about $1,500 this weekend just to start, and I still got to do a little bit more to build out a cart, because I'll just kind of give you guys the behind the scenes stuff. You guys are, the cool kids, if you're hanging around watching something like this, but you can kind of see the operation here. All right, there's the laptop, right, and it's dead. And here's the audio and the video switcher. So the way that I run the show is that, I've got my laptop here. I've got the Stream Deck, and then see that little video switcher right there? So I'm actually pushing those buttons live. There's no producer back here, so when I switch it, I'm not sure how. I hope I don't make you guys sick. I've never held the camera like this, but there you go. You can kind of see the setup over there, and I press this button, right? Press that button. Here we go, right? Like this. This kind of switches it up. And down here, you can see, like, I'm switching it up. I don't know if this is actually working. There we go. So here's the thing. Every day I have to take these devices, break them all down, all these wires here. I have to break down all these wires, roll them up nicely, right? Put away the cameras. We have to set up the cameras, focus the cameras, set up the lights, turn on the lights, right? Dim the lights, up the lights, set up the shot, every shot. So it takes a lot of technical expertise to get the show started at 5:30 a.m. in the morning. Thank you, Kermode. Appreciate that, brother. It takes a lot of speed and skill, and then everything's turned on, and then right now, the computer doesn't work. So if one thing breaks in the studio, the whole show can go down. And are there ways to mitigate this? Yes. Is it a money thing? Yeah, you'd need $100,000 to have redundant systems and dual PCs, right? But we are going to go to a system that I call the carting system. And that is that I just went to Harbor Freight and bought a Chinese-made plastic cart. Womp, 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 womp. How about this? I'll do the sad trombone, and I'll do all the sound effects myself. Thank you, L-Dubs. I appreciate that. And so we set up every day, we break down every day, and it's just a massive logistical challenge. And I lose about 90 minutes of productivity every day. Hold on one second, guys. I think I want to go the other way around here. I lose about 90 minutes of productivity every day just setting up and breaking down. So in order to expedite that process, I'm going to be building a PC into a cart, and then that should help a little bit. But the truth is, guys, is just that ultimately one day I need to have my own studio, so I don't have to set up and break down, because a lot of the wear and tear on the equipment comes from the setting up and the breaking down. Hold on one second. There we go. A lot of the wear and tear on the stuff is from setting up and breaking down. And so, if one day I can get into my own studio, then I can not set up and break down every day, get 90 more minutes of productivity every day, because I'm squeezing the juice out of every day to be successful. You guys have no idea how hard I'm working behind the scenes to make the For Liberty Network work, to make the show work, to grow the business, to grow the shop, and so there's a lot that goes into running this business and making it operate. John in KC says, assuming the house isn't an option. Yes. There's so many different factors, right? So the house is an option one because it's not big enough. There's not enough room in there. You'd say, oh, well, just, do it from your laptop, from this thing. We don't care about all the studio stuff like that. Yeah, well, that'd be great. Except we also don't have internet. So, womp, 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 womp. Anybody else want to start drinking with me here in the morning? Anybody else want to have some alcohol at the bar? And I'm going to be your bartender, guys. So just have a seat, grab a drink, grab a Stein, if you will, and let's all just have a nice little we'll sit over here. It's butt-ass cold here in the bar, and we'll just sit down right here with the state of Missouri, and we'll have a nice conversation and a nice drink in the morning. Bloody Marys, guys. How about mimosa? Monday morning, why not? Let's start our day. You guys want to start your day the American way with a nice big shot of alcohol? How about that? You down for some day drinking, Andy? Yes. Jefferson City version of Cheers. Yes, exactly. How does that theme song go? Does anybody remember the words? I don't know if I do. So anyways, this is the scenario that I used to do the show. Some of you might remember from right here. Cecilia says, I'm off today. I can start with an Irish coffee just for you. Yes. That'd be great. Yes, go ahead. But when the Wake Up America show first started, it was right here. This is where we used to do it, but they have since then grown. There's a secret entrance here. I'm going to show you guys the secret entrance. Are you ready? Okay, here it is. You see the state of Missouri. It's the secret entrance. Okay, guys, here we go. Ready? Wait a minute. Grab your pistol. Okay, guys, you ready? Here we go. Okay, we're back. All right. All righty. And we're back. So I apologize, guys, that I can't do news for you. But I'm basically just going to be spending all day trying to build out a new cart system here at the Wake Up America Show studio. So I'll be spending all day here working at the studio trying to make things operational. So I need a computer that works, and at the moment don't really have one. So I'm gonna be driving around town, like going to pawn shops, trying to find like tiny little computer monitors that I can put in here to build out onto the cart, doing cable management, and it's just going to be a hell. It's just going to be a hell of a day. So don't forget, real quick, I want to make some announcements before we go. But if you are wanting to get anything from For Liberty Shop, if you want to, get anything for your friends or family for Christmas this week, if you want it to show up, you got to get those orders in this week. Okay. John and Casey says, what computer hardware do you need? So just like, like a really hardcore tower, right? That would be a tower, like a PC tower, like a gaming PC kind of situation. And I have one, like an old one that I'm going to install for a little while. And then I'm going to hopefully, get another new one, but we'll see. Brandon Meyer says, were you able to get out the Libertarian Manifesto? That's either today or tomorrow that's getting published. So keep your eyes out for that. Good. Thank you for reminding Brandon Meyer. That's coming soon. I spoke to the Human Events magazine, and they're going to publish it this week. So that's coming out soon. I'm sure that will get, people even angrier at me. But it's time for us to have a conversation about the liberty movement in the United States. So don't forget, get your orders in this week if you want to get anything from the shop. And especially the holiday coffee, guys. Do not sleep on this, because if you are a fan of Martha's Mint, and if you haven't tried the roasted pecan, you got to get those coffee orders in, guys. You got to get them in, because it's not just about them arriving by Christmas, but then after Christmas is over, no more holiday coffees. So make sure that you guys get those orders in at forlibertyshop.com. We appreciate that very much, that you guys have been very supportive today and financially generous. I appreciate that, because it was an expensive weekend. It's going to be an even more expensive day today. But the way that I do is I go around to like pawn shops around town to find like monitors and like computer parts and things that you don't have to like have the latest and greatest and stuff like that. So wish me luck. It's going to be a long ass day today, guys. And I do expect we will be on tomorrow. Because I'm going to be streaming with a computer that works, and I've also got a backup as well. So love you guys. Thanks so much for all your generosity. Thanks for sticking around and hearing this, listening to me rant about the situation that we're in. I will see you guys here tomorrow, because even if for whatever reason the new computer situation that I'm going to jerry-rig today doesn't work, then I will just hop on the laptop or the iPad, because I know I'll do it, and I'll be ready to go tomorrow. And again, I do sincerely apologize for this. There's not a lot I could do about this kind of a cyber attack, but it is still ongoing, and we are going to fight it, and we're going to set ourselves up to be even more secure going into the future. And hopefully I'll be able to get you what you deserve, the good content that you deserve, news, interviews, and lots of fun and lots of funny, and of course lots of sound effects from my little fun board over here. There you go. See my Stream Deck, right? Whenever I say, I'll show this like one last time, whenever we hear baby Hazel, you press that one. Whenever you hear boo, there's Adam Sandler going boo. Whenever we go aw, it's Pikachu right there, aw, right? And whenever it's Michael Scott, no God no, no God no, there's Kamala cackling right there, right? And whenever it's an evil laugh, right, Dr. Evil, there's the everybody panic, screaming SpongeBob and Patrick. How dare you? You guys recognize that one right there? That's Greta Thunberg there. That's the girl jiggling her boobies. America's the nation that this is yay. This is the cheering. This is Donald Trump. Do not come. Do not come. I'm gonna come. And you think you fell out of the coconut tree? This is somebody catching a coconut that fell. Laughter. Can you bless me with something like Robbie just did? Thank you, Robbie. Bless me with something. This is the dun 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 dun, and then there's the commie BS right there. All right, what's that? All right, and then there's the sad music. So I'm pressing the sad music, guys, which means that it's time for the show to end. Thanks, guys. I appreciate the kind words. It really does mean a lot to hear from you guys and to hear the encouragement and stuff like that. I'm gonna be real with you, I've been pretty down the last couple of weeks because of what's been going on, and we haven't gotten a lot of sleep or rest. And the baby gets up at 3, and the hackers start at 4, and then everything starts falling apart from then. And then it's a total shit show until about 9 or 10 p.m. when I flop into bed. So wish me luck, guys. Don't forget, check out the For Liberty shop. Go to forlibertyshop.com. Try your Martha's Mint. If you haven't yet, Grizz Cheese, by the way, Grizz, we got your Christmas card coming out to you because people like you who are our monthly sponsors, our big monthly sponsors at wakeupamericaShow.com/support are getting Christmas cards. So yes. So Mongoose says you must be over Target. Yeah, I'm pissing the right people off. So yeah, John and KC, get those orders in today. Remember, because we want to get them there for Christmas. And remember, Christmas cards are coming out. So if there is still time, if you become a 1776 sponsor in today, then you will get a Christmas card. And I'll make sure Stephanie knows. I'm sure she's listening. So she's sending out Christmas cards today and tomorrow. So if you want to get on the Peterson family Christmas card list, go to wakeupamericaShow.com/support and join the revolution. 1776 a month to help us get through the new year. Because here's the truth. This is our busy season. This is when we would make the most money through the holidays. And then January, February, March, it's kind of feast and famine in this business. January, February, March are our poverty months. That's when we have to cut back. We have to be careful. We have to be cautious. But I don't want to have to be careful or cautious. I want to grow. I want to grow, baby, grow. So help us to grow. Become a monthly sponsor. You get a 20% discount at the shop. Use your coupon. Use your 20% discount, guys, and get those coupons. You earned it. You've been big supporters of ours. So go to wakeupamericaShow.com/support. Frickety, keep an eye out. That card's on the way. Thank you to everyone who's already a sponsor, people like Grizz Cheese and Frickety and so many others. Quest Banning, your cards are in the mail. Love you guys. Thanks so much. The moral support, the kind words, you have no idea. It means a lot, right? Some people are like, oh, it won't matter. It's just a comment on a computer screen. But the well wishes, the messages, the rumble rants, the support, the donations, it just gives me the warm fuzzy feelings inside when my world has turned to shit in a sense. Not entirely shit, but shitty, you might say. So it's a sandwich, shit sandwich, and I got to take a bite. So love you guys. See you guys tomorrow. We will be on here tomorrow, no matter what, just like I was today, and Wednesday, and Thursday, and Friday, and as we say, rise in freedom, and have a great day. Bye, guys. Love you.